Hey guys, Drift0r here. It's been a long time since I've done an update video, and I actually have a lot to update you guys on today. Hopefully I can manage to do that in the 17 minutes or so of gameplay that we've got going on here. The gameplay that you're going to be seeing is a collection of clips to start with for the first 3, 4, maybe 5 minutes of all the games that I played last night trying to get this gameplay and failing miserably. I did manage to get some good clips, so I just pulled those and put them all in order. And then we're going to move on to an extremely close domination game that was played on Dome with me and the YouTubers J-Hub and Crazy Gunner. We had a really fun night, and it was a really fun game. I didn't have any sort of amazing kill-death ratio in it, but the gameplay was good. The competition was near perfect, and well, you know, evenly matched for that matter. And, well, I'm not going to spoil the ending for you. It was really fun. I gotta let you all know that I'm still really sick. I have a sore throat. I'm going to try and do this 17-minute commentary without coughing or wheezing or hacking or snotting too much, but if I do, please forgive me. Now, in this video I have 6 total different announcements. When I announced on Twitter that I had an announcement video, which is kind of inception-y and redundant, I'm announcing that I have an announcement later, like calling a press conference. It's weird. A lot of you sent all kinds of crazy tweets at me and stuff in my inbox. You were, the most common one actually is most people thought that my wife was pregnant and that she was going to have a baby and that I was going to be a father, and thankfully that is not the case because babies are very expensive and I don't think I would be a very good father for that matter. However, or actually a lot of you assume things about my mom too. My mom's actually getting a little bit better. She's not over that critical, I don't know, 2 to 3 week hump yet of where the suicide is most likely to happen, because most people, if they make it a few weeks, they get better. My mom hasn't quite made it yet, but she's doing okay-ish. She's calming down. But anyway, in this video I have one large announcement, a few related ones, but I have 6 total things to talk about. I've been working very hard, and it's almost like a project update video. I have a lot of things coming to fruition, coming ahead all at the same time, and I figured I'd just sit down and talk to you about it and let you guys enjoy this gameplay. The first and biggest announcement is that I have joined Team EnVyUs. For those of you that don't know, Team EnVyUs is at once a MLG professional pro team across several games. They are, how would I say it, like a media player. They're like a media company sort of in the gaming area, and they are a network of sorts, like a director sorry, there comes the coughing again, a director collective on YouTube. And for those of you that don't know, this is a very large group. The members of Team EnVyUs are, as of right now, XJaws, T Martin, Onslaught, Gold Glove, Bendro, Bash, Dunkus, Justra, Trumpy, Hastro, Jericho, Foreplay, Stainville, Sharp. The most recent 3, they added 3 people. They added Wicked Shrapnel, they added Grizz and his sniping team, and last and definitely least in this group, they decided to hire me on to Team EnVyUs. I should have edited the text on the screen right now, so you can see this is a very large and important group, so to speak, in the YouTube community. They also have several pro teams. The members I'm not familiar with, and I think the pro teams are sometimes in flux, but they have professional teams for Call of Duty, for Gears, for Halo, and several other games. So it's a very big group. They're also sponsored by Astro headsets, and I get to learn a lot about Astro headsets from the business perspective recently and from the product perspective. They're actually going to send me a pair of Astros for free, which is really nice because they're kind of pricey, and I'm going to get to check them out and do a product review and things like that. The thing that goes with this is that now that I'm part of that group, I'm also sponsored by Astro headsets. So even though I wasn't previously using headsets, it's part of the deal that now I'm going to be using headsets, that I'm going to be carrying their products, which is a good thing. I'm going to get them for free. I'm going to get to check them out. That was kind of the deal that I talked with Hastro about, is that I wouldn't touch things, I wouldn't promote them if I didn't get to use them myself. I wouldn't just sit here and talk out of my ass about things that I don't know about. They're sponsored by several different people. Which I think is a good thing. I hope that you guys don't see it as selling out. On the plus side of this, since they're also a media company, so to speak, that means that I can go to COD XP, to E3, Electronics Entertainment Expo, to PAX, to all these other big events, you know, probably the ones in Japan and Europe. That doesn't mean that they're going to like fly me around for free, but those $500 to $1,000 press passes, those just go out the window. I get those for free, and I get to go as press and have all access, which is really cool. And hopefully this summer, while I'm not in school, you guys are going to get to see me go to these places and make some videos and hopefully be entertaining. And there's some other really cool things about Team EnVyUs that are coming up in the future that I'm not allowed to say anything about due to non-disclosure agreements. I would say my involvement on them is going to be more of a long shot kind of thing. But if any of the several long shots work out, you guys might see some really amazing stuff in the future, I hope, but I can't get my hopes too high, you know. The next announcement that I have is that I've also been sponsored or partnered with a app company, so to speak, a mobile app company. They make the apps for the iPhone. Android's coming soon. The guy's name is Brass Monkey, and he makes Brass Monkey apps, which are all related to Call of Duty. And what he had problems with was getting the right weapon stats. What damage does what gun do, what's better in what situation, and writing the own weapon reviews. So he contacted me, and working together, we put together a complete stat chart for Modern Warfare 3, and I wrote up, God, I don't know how many, 50, 70, 80 different gun reviews for this app. So when this app goes live, or actually it's already live, when it gets updated, it'll be updated with all of my gun stats and all of my gun reviews, and a part of that deal I signed in with him, I'm going to be promoting that, and that goes back to this thing, is that as my channel grows, more of these opportunities show up, and people want me to promote things, and my voice somehow has more valuable than the raspy guy sitting here trying not to cough in his underwear doing commentary. But it's something that I believe you guys might find value in, because a lot of you like my gun reviews, but you don't necessarily want to go and like dig through 45 videos to find the stats or my recommended attachments while you're actually playing. So this will all be kind of condensed down in one little iPhone-sized package. It'll be Android eventually. I'm doing some other things with Mr. Brass Monkey, but that's the big one. And this gets to kind of the third announcement, so to speak, is that my channel has just recently passed 75,000 subscribers, which was a milestone for me, and apparently it's set to pass 100,000 within 2 months if what my little stat trackers and, you know, linear interpolations say. And I think that's amazing. It wasn't too many months ago. This was a very, very small channel, and that's really about all there was to it. I wasn't like a big player in this YouTube thing. I really still don't think I am, but the channel is growing and people are sending me offers like crazy. Every time I open my inbox, somebody wants me to promote something, or pay me to do this or do that, or hey, did you know that you could shout me out for so many $100? Just all kinds of crazy stuff like that. So my favorite word now is no. No, I don't want to do this. No, I don't want to do that. No, I don't like this. Blah, blah, blah. No, 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 no. All day no. However, some of these things I'm going to be saying yes to, because I have to take care of my wife, I have to pay for my education, have to pay my rent, make sure my fat dog, Ozymandias, gets all his food and he's well taken care of and such. Also got to make a little money for my brother, because I know he's probably going to need it in the near future. However, my promise to you guys is that I'm not going to be a total sellout and just promote everything under the sun. I'm not going to promote anything or, you know, advertise anything on my channel that doesn't provide some sort of end user value. If it's not something that most of you guys would find valuable or useful or cool or interesting, then I just am not going to have anything to do with it. Kind of like the thing with the headsets. I'll be promoting those soon, but if my understanding is correct, and I'll understand this better once I actually have them and can use them, they're supposed to be the best of the best, which I hope so. I hope they're not bad. I'm going to have to try and renege out of that contract, and that's going to be awkward. And all these other sort of things, like with the iPhone apps and stats, that's something that I assume you guys have value for, so I'm assuming that you're not going to have a big problem with me telling you about it, promoting it, and all these other sort of things that are coming my way. I'm going to show you guys the cool stuff and leave everything else on the wayside, because that's not too interesting. So that's my promise to you, is that I'm not going to be a total money whore, and anything that I'm involved with is going to be something worthwhile. That's about that. Moving on from this, the charity Xbox is finally done. We had a slight misprinting problem. I don't know if you guys know the designer Evan Eckert. He posts videos on Machinima Respawn, and he's also a commentator. He's kind of in a weird spot because he's a commentator and like a professional graphics arts designer badass dude. So he took the time out of his day to design this Xbox for me, or the skin for this Xbox for me. And he made it really awesome, and we got some free prints from Decal Girl or decalgirl.com. They've been really nice to me. However, we made a pretty big goof, and we kind of sort of accidentally made the first print a little bit maybe upside down. So we had to go back in, flip the design, and get another print from Decal Girl, which they were totally cool with. So I got that done. Comes that coughing again, fucking throat. And since I am kind of a goober and I have big sweaty butterfingers sometimes, I can't even put screens on my Droids or iPhones, right? So I begged my wife to skin this Xbox, and she did. She went through the laborious process of putting the skin on the Xbox, making sure there's no smudges, no wrinkles, and that the matte and the gloss all looks nice. So now I have a very nice looking custom Drift0r Edition Xbox. There should have already been pictures popping up on the screen. I'm not sure how I'm going to edit this at the moment. I'm just looking at the audio bars here as I'm talking. And I've signed it. I've got Azie paw stamped and signed it. It's going to be one of those like 5 or 10 gigabyte arcade Xboxes. And well, it actually is my Xbox. It is the Xbox that I had for a year that I used to make like 200 videos with. However, I just pulled my hard drive because it's got all my sensitive data on it. So it would be kind of like a starter edition Xbox that's been custom skinned, that's been signed. I'm going to include the headset, a completely unused Virgin controller, all the cables you're going to need, a month of Xbox Live, and some of the other things that I can not promise on eBay because I'll violate their contract and get my PayPal account shut down and all that sort of stuff, is that whoever buys the Xbox, I'm going to put you on my friends list, definitely do open lobbies and play games and whatnot. And I'm also going to give you all the information that you'll need to make this a tax write-off, because if you're sending the money to me and I'm sending it to charity, I'm going to donate it to charity in your name, so it'll be your tax write-off and not mine, because people already have started to accuse me of selling this Xbox for like some sort of massive tax break, so I really don't want any of that. That's going to be going up soon. That's going to have its own video for me to promote that Xbox. Moving on, we have more stuff going on. If It Were Realistic Season 3 is finally getting ready to launch. I have finished 6 episodes on my own. I've written a script for a 7th episode, and I've been in development on 8, 9, and 10. So we have a lot going on. I have 5. How many do I have? No, I have 6 of them right now on my computer, completely done, finished, and ready to upload. Numbers 7, 8, and 9 should be coming in very, very shortly. And come Monday, I plan to send an email to machinima.com with over half of the season ready for preview, ready for criticism, ready for them to tell me that I need to re-edit all this stuff and get it ready to upload. And I'm getting a trailer made and some new art and all that sort of stuff. So hopefully, almost a year after Season 2 ended, Season 3 is finally going to go live. You're going to see all of my live action projects. You're going to see a Fallout live action project, but not the one from the desert. We may re-edit that one and put it in later as a If It Were Realistic, because it's kind of applicable, but that's not the plan at the moment. I think the episodes for this season are really, really good. We have really awesome live action ones. The machinimated ones are very high quality, and some of the other seasons I was pressured. I had to make videos in one day. I had like partners drop on me in the morning, and I had to get a video to Machinima at 5 in the afternoon, which left me very, very little time to film, edit, render, and upload. This time I've had months, so all the episodes are looking much, much better. I think they're all way funnier, they're way bloodier, and generally speaking, the action is less sucky, because I'm going to be honest, some of my other episodes suck pretty hard, and that just kind of comes with the realities of going up every weekly with no quality control and school and no time. And this season's going to be about half live action. We've got 4 live action videos done right now. And since they take so long to upload, and Machinima is going to upload them bi-weekly, once we're done with them, I think the 9 and 10 are Machinimated, we're going to do the last 3 or 4 completely live action. We've got Silent Hill still to do. I still have to do Skyrim, which we made the script way too huge. It was going to be a 2-parter. We're going to have to cut that down. And definitely Left 4 Dead, or maybe Resident Evil, a zombie thing, because zombies are fun. And after that, I'm kind of running out of low-budget sort of ideas. Maybe Portal, I'm not entirely sure. Mirror's Edge 2, if the sequel's coming out around then. But it's always tricky to film these If It Were Realistic videos, because I live in Mississippi, where everybody panics when you bring out a camera. You bring out a camera, and people, they don't want to be on camera, they get mad, they start smacking the camera. You can't film here, you're not allowed to film here, this is private property, I'm going to call the police. People don't want you to film on their property, even if it's completely abandoned, because they're worried about you tripping and falling and suing them. So our biggest bottleneck for filming is always the location. We have a very, very hard time finding locations to film here in Mississippi. The ideal places we look for are just abandoned places, because most video games are kind of dirty and destroyed, and I really just don't want to film in a place where people can come out and gawp, because unlike Los Angeles or some of the more northeastern states where they film things, nobody sees that around here, and people fucking panic, and they just don't know how to like control themselves when they see cameras and costumes. So have to be very, very careful about that. And the last little bit of thing here is that Azie has finally launched his own YouTube channel. Azie saved up some of the earnings from the Noob vs. Pro episodes. He bought his own Hauppauge PVR and laptop, and he's been working on his own channel. He kind of has some problems with it because he doesn't have so much in the way of opposable thumbs, but he tries really hard. Right now he's doing a Syndicate Let's Play, and since everybody in Syndicate keeps calling him Kilo, he's changed his name to Kilo Mandius for that particular series. His channel is youtube.com/AzieNVP. I should have it linked somewhere in the description or maybe on the screen at this point. And honestly, his Let's Plays are a lot more entertaining than his Call of Duty stuff, because let's be serious here, Azie was never really that good at Call of Duty, but he's a lot better at Let's Plays and beating up on AI bots and that sort of thing. Other than that, I have kind of run out of things to talk about, and I have a minute or two left, so I don't really know where to go here. I could talk about my mom a little bit more, maybe? Or, actually, there's another thing I would like to address. After the mom commentaries, everybody seemed to send me these messages saying, Drift0r, I have massive respect for you. You came from such a bad background. You had such a hard life, and all this kind of stuff, and that's really not true. I tried to explain that in Mom Part 2, but the reality is that my life was not hard. It wasn't pleasant in a lot of ways, but I was well cared for, well fed. I was not beaten very much, not by my mother. Some of the other family members had some different punishment methods, but or anger control issues, but it was more or less fine, and people seemed like, oh, you must be so mentally damaged right now, your life must be really, really terrible and suffering, and that's not really the case at all. I'm just a graduate student, so school sucks, and I suffer in school a lot because I hate it, but I have a good job, which is YouTube, so to speak. That's a job, if you want to call it that. It pays for school. Happily married. I really love my wife, and she's good to me and understanding. And I have a big, fat, derpy dog that rolls around and does gameplay commentary. So that's about that. Drift0r out.